Ancient Egyptian civilization flourished for thousands of years and left its mark on history with colossal monuments and intriguing artifacts. Details of this civilization remained shrouded in mystery for centuries, in large part due to the cryptic ancient Egyptian writing system called hieroglyphs. Modern scholars could not decipher these hieroglyphs, and they puzzled academics for generations. Hieroglyphs were so complicated that only a small part of ancient Egyptians, probably less than 10%, and possibly only 1%, could read and write. Scribes trained for years to master the complex symbols, and as a result, they were highly valued members of Egyptian society. After 4,000 years, hieroglyphs began to fall out of use as ancient Egyptian civilization was integrated into the Roman Empire. The conquest marked a turning point, leading to the gradual suppression of traditional Egyptian culture. By the 4th century AD, knowledge of hieroglyphic writing was nearly erased. The last known hieroglyphic inscription dates back to 394 AD. Then, the knowledge of how to read and write them was lost. For nearly 1,500 years, that's how things remained, until fate intervened. In 1799, Napoleon Bonaparte's campaign took French forces to Egypt. A company of soldiers was tasked with fortifying Fort Julian near the town of Rashid, known as Rosetta to the Europeans. Instead, they made a discovery that would change the course of history. Embedded within a wall slated for demolition was a slab of dark rock covered in carved inscriptions. Lieutenant Pierre-François Bouchard, recognizing the significance of the stone, immediately alerted his superiors. This rock was a fragment of a larger stele, or carved stone slab used for official announcements. It had broken at some point in the past. Its largest surviving piece, now known as the Rosetta Stone, held the key to unlocking the mysteries of Egyptian writing. It possessed a crucial advantage over any other ancient Egyptian writing discovered up to that point. It contained 3 versions of the same message, each translated into a different script. The top section contained hieroglyphic text. The middle part was inscribed in Demotic, the cursive script used for everyday purposes in ancient Egypt, which had only rarely been seen by scholars before. The bottom section was written in ancient Greek, the administrative language of the Ptolemaic rulers of Egypt. This trilingual inscription presented scholars with a unique opportunity. By comparing the hieroglyphic inscription to the ancient Greek, which was well understood, they might be able to crack the code of Egyptian writing. News of the Rosetta Stone's discovery spread rapidly. Scholars across Europe eagerly awaited copies of its inscriptions, keen to unravel its secrets. Following Napoleon's defeat in Egypt, the Rosetta Stone was claimed by the British and shipped to England. Early efforts to decipher the stone began with Thomas Young, a British physicist who identified phonetic elements in the hieroglyphic text, including the name Ptolemy. However, it was Jean-François Champollion, a French linguist, who made the crucial breakthrough in 1822. He recognized that hieroglyphs were not merely symbolic, but also phonetic, and represented sounds in the Egyptian language. This discovery, combined with his knowledge of Coptic, allowed Champollion to decode the hieroglyphics, laying the foundation for modern Egyptology. Suddenly, the writing on monuments and artifacts that had been found over the years could be read, offering a wealth of information about ancient Egyptian culture. The word hieroglyph comes from the Greek and means sacred carvings. Egyptian hieroglyphs are far more intricate than most writing systems. Unlike modern alphabets that use abstract symbols, The ancient Egyptians used images to express their language. Over 700 different pictograms have been identified in Egyptian writing, far more than the 26 letters used in the modern Roman alphabet. These include plants and animals like falcons, snakes and scarab beetles, lotus flowers and papyrus reeds, human forms, and man-made objects like tools, musical instruments, and weapons. To make things even more complicated, a single hieroglyph could be interpreted in multiple ways. A symbol could represent a single letter, like in an alphabet. For example, the image of an owl could represent the sound m. It could also represent a combination of sounds, like a syllable. The same owl symbol could represent mut or ma. Finally, a hieroglyph could mean a whole word based on the image. In this case, the owl image could also stand for the word owl. To help ensure accurate interpretations, sometimes hieroglyphs included a determinative. A determinative is a symbol that is not pronounced, but provided context to other glyphs, helping to divide words from each other or pointing to the correct way to read them. This system created a beautiful and complex script that was as much art as it was language. Today, the Rosetta Stone continues to captivate visitors from around the world, offering a tangible connection to ancient Egypt and its rediscovered language.